Fantom is absolutely getting hammered right now, right? The price is in a free fall, and we have found out why the price is actually falling. We found the exact transactions on the blockchain, and using that data, we can then infer when does it make sense to actually buy this dip. So how much further should we potentially wait? So without further ado, let's jump right in. Hi, so there's the Bitcoin Strategy Premium membership, right? We've got a small little chat here where we help each other out, where we try to find out what are currently the reasons behind moves, what are interesting plays to get some alpha. And in here, we got a post by Michael referring to something on Reddit. And here we see the actual cause of all of this. So there's a whale called Rouge, and he has deposited wrapped Fantom on a borrowing and lending platform on Fantom called Scream. So his current balance over here is 12.5 million. It was way higher before all of this sell-off. Now he used that wrapped Fantom as collateral in order to borrow stable coins against this, right? So he borrowed all of this here, and then he used that money in order to invest in various assets and lock them up here. Look at this. This is locked up until 2016. So that's 4 million in Solidly. Then we've got 11 million in Dios. So his assets are locked up. He can't sell them off, but his collateral for the loan is still fluctuating, right? His collateral in wrapped Fantom. Meaning when the Fantom price tends to go down, his loan to value ratio gets worse over time. Meaning when a certain threshold is hit, this whale gets liquidated. He has to sell off his Fantom in order to get the borrowed DAI and Tether and MIM back, right? So that's the cause of all of this. There's simply a large whale that took too much risk where the collateral of the loan is going down. And Scream doesn't liquidate the position all at once, right? It liquidates in cascades, meaning we see several of those transactions on the blockchain. So when we look at his wallet over here, we can see the last liquidation happened approximately 3 hours ago. All of this interaction here with Scream. So just looking at these details here, we can see in this specific transaction, 25 million of wrapped Fantom that was deposited on Scream left his wallet. And so that's why it's good to have a group that really helps each other, that doesn't just shill projects, but that really tries to identify what's currently going on. Because one single person always sees less than a group of people. And so what we're going to do based on this, right? We will be working on a project where we can anticipate this, because this information was public from the start, right? You could have seen on the blockchain what kind of position a whale has, what kind of liquidation level they have, when it gets close to that level, and when then a lot of supply might hit the market in an instant. So this crash, if you had been informed enough, if you had scanned the blockchain for that data, you could have known this. The only important thing is to be prepared, to have a close eye on these movements. And currently the health rate of this whale is at 1.08. So once this falls below 1, then another liquidation event will happen, which then in turn means with the current price of roughly 70 cents, once we fall by another 8% or so, then it's very likely we will see again another drop. So this is what we have to look out for, right? When we look at the current Fantom price and we check what is another 8% drop from here, that's 64 cents roughly, right? So in case people get scared now because of this crash, in case people don't buy up right now because they still see those 12.5 million worth of Fantom at risk of being liquidated. So if people don't buy the dip, then this person here might lose all of the assets, right? Or at least he might have to pay the 10% liquidation fee. And so this is what we simply have to look out for, right? Do you really want to buy the dip knowing that another sword of Damocles sits over here, right? Once we hit this level, we will see another crash. And that's not TA, that's data directly on the blockchain. If this whale can't grab other money from other places, if he can't balance out his health index, then that's exactly what's going to happen. A bit of a move to the downside will create more move to the downside. Now, if you're wondering what are these funny lines over here, right? We've got the green line and the red line over here. These are moving averages, exponential and simple moving averages that historically work the best for Fantom. So we've got, again, in the premium membership, a lot of back tests for different assets. So we try to find out what works historically the best to time the market. So for Fantom, this already looks bad since the 6th of April. If we look at other cryptocurrencies, we see a pretty similar picture. So a lot of cryptos are currently below their best moving averages. So it does make sense to be somewhat cautious. If you use TradingView, you can also download the script, by the way, for all of those best moving averages, right? So there's obviously different durations for different assets. Now, what we always want to look at is trading volume, right? Because trading volume is an indication for a trend reversal as well, right? When it's relatively high, the trend might turn around. When it's relatively low, it tends to continue. So when we see high trading volume over here, right, we saw a turnaround. Again over here, high trading volume, we saw a turnaround. And the same is true when it's very low, right? We just continue on our path. Currently, we are not yet at extremely high trading volume. The Fantom network is congested, but that's simply because of the current liquidations of that whale. I still stay away. I find this a little bit too dangerous. At least if you buy in right now, put in a stop loss, right? And make sure that you sell before the whale has to sell, before the whale gets liquidated. Because that price drop is pretty certain in my opinion. And so let's also look at the relative valuation of Fantom to Ethereum, right? Because we always want to look at relative valuations actually. Cryptocurrencies, they are highly correlated to one another. So when Bitcoin is up, the altcoins tend to be up. When Bitcoin tends to be down, the altcoins tend to bleed as well. And in order to get relative performance, we have to look at Fantom versus Ethereum, not Fantom versus the US dollar. And so purely from a TA perspective, right, it's not that easy to find an immediate support right now. We have just broken the support that we held in December of 2021, that we also held in September of 2021. We've just come quite massively below this. Looking at these ranges, it's pretty hard to say that we will instantly turn around over here. Pretty much looks like a free fall if you ask me. But that's simply just a reflection of the current situation, right? The overall crypto market looks pretty bearish right now. I still, fundamentally speaking, do like Fantom quite a bit. I think it's a nice ecosystem. It has got very nice DeFi plays. Usually during regular times, the transaction fees are also comparatively low. So I do like Fantom. But we do have to time the market, right? The volatility can be very, very massive. These temporary drops of more than 80% in just 3 months, they can happen for even solid projects like Fantom. And currently, we are again looking at a drop of almost 80%. So that's the current situation, right? If you buy the dip, make sure you set your stop loss and sell at 66 or 65 US dollar cents. Make sure to get out before the whale has to sell. And if you're interested in getting more alpha and getting a support group of figuring out what's going on, then check out the premium membership here, 49 US per month. That's the current price. If you sign up for the entire year, you do get 2 months for free. There's of course way more benefits than just a Telegram group, so feel free to just check that out here in the video. The link is the Bitcoin strategy. It's in the video description. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.